Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're heading to the grassroots. We're counting down the biggest football stadiums in the 2025-26 Scottish Lowland Football League, ranked by capacity. This is a league full of history, tradition, and quirky stadiums. Some of these grounds are tiny and tight, others are surprisingly big. Together, they paint a picture of where Scottish football has been and where it's heading. Let's get into it. 18. Alliance Park. We begin with the smallest on our list, Alliance Park in Motherwell, home to Caledonian Braves. Built in 2019, it's one of the most modern grounds in the Lowland League. Despite its size, just 800, it feels like a blueprint for the future of community football. The Braves are a unique club. They were born out of Sport Academy, a project to bring young French players to Scotland. 17. Raydale Park. Next is Raydale Park, home to Gretna 2008. Capacity here is just over 1,000, but this is a stadium drenched in history. Built back in 1946, Raydale was once home to Gretna FC, the fairy tale club that stormed up the Scottish leagues in the mid-2000s. They reached the Scottish Cup final in 2006 and even played in Europe. 16. Home Park. Now we head to Home Park, home of Clydebank. Officially opened in 2019 after a major redevelopment, it's got a capacity of 1,200 and an artificial surface. But more importantly, it marks the return of Clydebank FC to a proper home. Clydebank's story is famous. The original club, a proud part of Scottish football, was controversially moved to Airdrie in the 1990s, effectively erased. 15. Foresters Park. Sticking with 1,200, we move to Foresters Park in Tranent, East Lothian. This is one of the oldest football grounds in the Lowland League. The club itself dates back to 1911, and the ground has hosted football for over a century. Unlike Home Park, Foresters Park keeps a natural grass surface, which gives it a traditional feel. The terraces are basic, the facilities modest. 14. Clifton Hill. Now we come to Clifton Hill, home of Albion Rovers in Coatbridge. This is one of the most historic grounds in the entire Lowland League, built in 1919. For over a century, it hosted league football as Albion Rovers battled in the Scottish leagues. Relegation in 2023 saw Albion Rovers drop into the Lowland League, a bitter pill for a club that spent decades punching above its weight. 13. Christy Gillies Park. From Coatbridge to Edinburgh, we find Christy Gillies Park, home of civil service strollers. Capacity here is 1,596, which places it just above Clifton Hill. The strollers have played here since the 1950s, and the ground sits quietly in the north of Edinburgh, tucked away in the leafy area of Muirhouse. It doesn't shout for attention, but it has its quirks. 12. Preston Field. Now we come to one of the real gems, Preston Field in Linlithgow, home of Linlithgow Rose. Capacity here is 1,730, making it one of the largest in the Lowland League. Linlithgow Rose is a giant of junior football, with a support that often dwarfs those of senior clubs. Preston Field has been their home since 1949, and it oozes character. 11. Newtown Park. Capacity here is 2,000, and it's another ground steeped in junior football heritage. Newtown Park was originally built in 1886, making it one of the oldest football grounds in Scotland still in use. Over the decades, it has hosted huge crowds, particularly during Bo'ness United's glory days in the mid-20th century. It was redeveloped with an artificial pitch in 2019, modernizing it while keeping the tradition intact. 10. 3G Arena, Netherdale. Capacity here is also 2,000, but what makes it unique is its architecture. Netherdale's main stand is a listed building, designed in the 1960s by architect Peter Wimmersley. It's brutalist concrete, sharp angles, and looks like something from a sci-fi film. It's so distinctive that Historic Environment Scotland gave it protected status. You won't find another stand like it anywhere in the country. 9. New Dundas Park. Built in the early 20th century, the ground has been the heart of football in this part of Scotland for generations. It's a proper community stadium, surrounded by houses, with fans practically on top of the pitch. The capacity here is about 2,020, which makes it modest compared to some of the Lowland League's bigger grounds. 8. Alban Park. Next up is Alban Park in Broxbourne, West Lothian, home of Broxbourne Athletic. This ground has a capacity of about 2,050, putting it just above Bonnyrigg Roses Stadium. Alban Park has been in use since the 1940s, but it underwent a major facelift in 2009. That redevelopment brought in a modern artificial pitch, new stands, and improved facilities. 7. Ainsley Park. From West Lothian, we move into Edinburgh and Ainsley Park, home of Heart of Midlothian's B team, as well as Spartans FC. This ground has a capacity of about 3,700, making it one of the larger venues in the Lowland League. Ainsley Park is relatively new, officially opening in 2008. It was built as part of a modern community sports complex, and it shows. 6. Ochilview Park. Next is Ochilview Park in Stenhousemuir, Falkirk. This stadium is officially the home of Stenhousemuir FC, but East Stirlingshire, after leaving their historic Firs Park in 2008, ground share here. Capacity stands at 3,746. Ochilview is steeped in history. Built back in 1921, it has been modernized over the years but still retains that old Scottish ground feel. 5. Forthbank Stadium. Moving north to Stirling, we arrive at Forthbank Stadium, a ground shared by Stirling Albion and the University of Stirling's Lowland League side. This is a proper SPFL level ground, with a capacity of 3,808. Opened in 1993, Forthbank replaced Stirling Albion's old Anfield Stadium. It was designed to be modern, functional, and future-proof. It feels like a small professional ground rather than a non-league venue. 4. Shielfield Park. Heading to the border town of Berwick-upon-Tweed, we find Shielfield Park, home of the Berwick Rangers. This ground has a capacity of 4,099, and it's one of the most famous in this league. Built in 1954, Shielfield has a unique place in Scottish football because Berwick Rangers are an English club playing in the Scottish system. That alone gives it a distinctive flavor. 3. Central Park. Next, we travel to Fife and Central Park, home of Cowdenbeath FC. With a capacity of 4,309, this is another of the larger stadiums in the Lowland League. Central Park is one of the quirkiest grounds in Scottish football. Built in 1917, it's not just a football venue. It's also been used for stock car racing for decades. In fact, the track still surrounds the pitch today. 2. Broadwood Stadium. Now we're stepping up in size with Broadwood Stadium in Cumbernauld. Officially opened in 1994, Broadwood has a capacity of 8,086, making it one of the biggest stadiums in the Lowland League. Broadwood was originally built as a modern home for Clyde FC, who played here until 2022. Today, it's used by Cumbernauld Colts and also for community sports. 1. Excelsior Stadium. Finally, the biggest stadium in the Lowland League is Excelsior Stadium in Airdrie, home to Celtic B. With a capacity of 10,101, it dwarfs every other ground in the division. Opened in 1998, Excelsior is the home of the Airdrieonians, but Celtic B plays their Lowland League matches here as well. It's a fully enclosed all-seater stadium with 4 stands. And that's our countdown of the biggest football stadiums in the 2025-26 Scottish Lowland Football League. This league might be classed as non-league compared to the SPFL, but the stadiums tell their own story. They show history, identity, and ambition. Some are rooted in tradition, others built for the future. Together, they prove that Scottish football at every level has something unique to offer. Thanks for watching. If you love the content, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you in the next one.